Let's see here. All right, game number 7 on the top 10 countdown of the decade. Fun game here to talk about today. Bolden Wallace 2014. So the setup, this was week 2. Both teams were 1-0. And I think for us, we had a stretch right there with some really crazy games at Bolden Wallace, if you guys remember. I think if you look from 2006 to 2013, again, this is 2014. We had just beat WashU in the opener. A lot of momentum going into Bolden Wallace and tough place to play in general. But we had 5 losses that basically came down with them from 2006 to 13. 5 games that we lost that came down to basically the last play of the game or last drive of the game. So I think, they knocked us out of the playoffs in 2007 and caught a couple other close losses in there. So definitely a game, very important for us. And the way the flow of the game went, it was a crazy game. They got up 14-0. We came back, tied it up 14-14, middle of second quarter. They scored 2 more times at the end of the first half to make it 28-14 at the half. We ended up getting a field goal in the third quarter. That was the only scoring of the third quarter. So it's 28-17 in the third. We score in the first play of the fourth quarter and then score again to take the lead. They score with 3 minutes to go, and then we come down and get the game winner, as we'll see right here with 9 seconds to go. So anything else you want to talk about here with this group, Devin?
Yeah, I mean, coming into this game, week 1, going down to WashU was another kind of crazy game of falling behind. So we knew we had guys that were going to play the full 60 minutes, and this was kind of a good coming out party for some of the skill guys. We knew what we were going to get with Devin Price and Justin Magazine and Pat Angle. We knew we had a pretty solid up front line with Sabala, Shell, Joseph, Brand, and Mike Howell. But to see Shell come out and make some plays, Reed made a couple big plays, and Tony Davis running the ball as well. It was good to know we had some more weapons that could step up when the game was on the line in these tight games.
Okay. Glenn, why don't you talk a little about the defense?
I think the defense was, talented, and this group here was very smart. This was my first year back as the coordinator role, and you're early in the season, game number 2. I think you're still trying to get settled in the culture and things, and this team's just ability to respond. I think we had some hungry seniors that wanted to be successful, and they had the talent, but sometimes just putting that mental edge to it. And I remember walking at halftime down 14 in this game and didn't even really have to light anyone up or anything like that. Just kind of said, hey, this is a challenge. We came here to play football. It's not always going to be easy. Let's just play a better 30 minutes. And, I think they just really responded. This team was a little more cerebral. They enjoyed the game, and a lot of positives in this game built us for the rest of the season into the following year.
Yeah, to that point, I think that's a great point. This ended up being a very good year for us. We were 7-3 and really an eyelash away from beating John Carroll, who had a heck of a team that year. And really it did lead, I think, a great foundation to the following year, which was a playoff season. I think we're down 14-0, Devin. We got a nice drive going here, and I think it's first.
Yeah, this is, I think this might be about the first play of the second quarter as well. Just a little movement, pass, play action. Great job by Pat getting it out and putting it where it needs to be with some immediate pressure and get on the scoreboard. Yeah, right there, beginning of the second quarter, and get back into the ball game a little bit.
Shale showing some of his versatility. I think he played a little bit of kind of that flex H position, played receiver. And
yeah, the ability to move him around obviously creates some problems for the defense, especially you get into those, high red zone, low red zone situations.
So we flipped a little momentum, and, to get it from 14-0 to 14-7, got to stop on defense. Then we get the ball back here backed up, and it's good to kind of flip that field position.
Yeah, get a little drive going together here. Nice run. Just using some of the movement, Q run stuff and being able to do that and get out there and, at least put us in a situation where we can pin them back. And, again, just trying to balance the game out a little bit at this point with falling behind early for the second week in a row.
Yeah. One of those habits you want to try to break.
Right.
It's always good to see that poise. Really good football teams have poise. And while you don't want to get behind and dig yourself a hole, it's always great to have that confidence, know you can kind of flip things around. Now, that drive didn't actually get points. While it did change field position, we ended up kind of stalling out the drive and punting, but it was really big to kind of keep that field position, Glenn.
Yeah, in starting off with them backed up in a pressure situation and bringing some linebackers and, kind of defensive linemen matching the hands and getting that ball out of the air as a, PBU. And, this defense required a lot of different helmets out there. I think we played about 15, 18 guys that all, contributed. And, this unit, I remember, just was a very selfless unit. They really bought into the team side of things.
Yeah, get that 3-and-out right there was really big. I think we had a nice punt return and got the ball right here to 30th. And this is the first play of the next drive, Devin.
Yeah, just going with the play action. Devin Price one-on-one with the safety. Obviously, you'll take that every time if you can get it. And pretty easy pitch and catch there, but just the ability of him to kind of make the corner go to the post and play action to bite those other guys up. Not the most difficult throw Pat's ever had to make in his life. But,
we like those post routes, that wide open. Boy, that was pretty. He set that guy up nice. So they scored twice at the end of the second quarter, as we said. So it's 28-14 at the half. But no panic in the locker room. Guys seem poised, and you see evidence of that right here to start the third quarter with a really nice return. Devin gets a few blocks, and of course, good reason to bust his chops, saying the kicker tackled him. That's Devin's chops, but heck of a return to get the ball in good field position. Great field position.
So I think we
end up
trying to get a new guy back there after that, since he got tackled by the kicker.
And maybe we'll kind of go that far. Good reason to kind of get after him a little bit. So Andrew knocks through the field goal after the drive kind of stalled out, and we're cut the lead to 10. I think, getting a couple stops then from there on is obviously really big. I mean, they had this running back was an all-conference player. Glenn, you can see a nice job by the defense right here, swarming to the ball right here.
Yeah, I mean, I think, what Dylan Quiet was, able to accomplish in his 4 years and just always improving. I mean, it's showcased right here, sideline to sideline, and Cody Cox kind of coming into his own, and Malcolm Burrell is a senior, I believe, and Danny Eller and some of these guys. My man Melvin Williams, Crash Met, and some folks. So, I mean, it's just a good group. I think we averaged about 6'2" or 6'3" across the defensive line. Yeah. Steve Kenny came in as a linebacker playing defensive end, just the athleticism, running around. Again, everyone was pulling for each other with this unit, and I think. I don't know if I've been around with Will Bowden's leadership. I don't know if I've been around a defensive unit that's been as close as these guys were and ultimately became playing defense as a team kind of commitment.
So third down stop right here. I think that's a great point about just some of the things that stand out about that group. That the unselfishness and the team attitude. There were several guys who changed positions. You have Will Bowden going from offense to defense. You have Mike Cunningham moving from end into tackle. You have, several of those type of things. Kenny, you mentioned, from linebacker to defensive end. So really good football teams have some of those type of qualities. This is a big third down play now, kind of late in the third quarter, Glenn.
Yeah, trying to run a little line twist and just, maybe anticipating some pass and just, the effort here on not giving up, if just the awareness of the guys, scramble drill rules by the secondary. And really just having them come up short and getting the stop that you needed, 4th and 1, and they elect to punt it. They don't want to risk it.
So we get the stop. This is the first play of the fourth quarter now. Again, we're down by 10. It's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, so you got, Devin Price is having a heck of a game. We kind of fake it to him here, and they got one guy fell over and 10 other guys are chasing him, and anytime you can sneak big Pat Angle out the back door, you had a pretty good fake, and then he uses his speed to get to the pylon there. But obviously, two-score game, you're kind of up against it, and all of a sudden the big play, even if it is a touchdown drive, it takes 5 minutes, you're still kind of sweating it a little bit. But being able to get that in the end zone with the full quarter to play really kind of obviously flip the momentum, but also just put that pressure on them of kind of like, oh, goodness, what's going on? And so play of the game right there to that point.
Yep. And we got to stop, I believe, a 3-and-out stop. We get the ball back on offense now, and it's probably about the middle of the fourth quarter at this point. We're down by 3.
Yeah, so obviously want to put a drive together here and get some points, and all of a sudden to kind of spark it here with that run, and now you feel like you got something rolling a little bit. Definitely got them back on their heels. Solid blocking up front, good run by Tony, and there's Shale coming through with the blocks, and then he just squeezes right up in there for about, looks like 25, 30 yards.
Good group of guys.
Game's looking pretty good.
Tony just got engaged a couple weeks ago. Hopefully he'll see this soon. So now we got a first down and, big play right here.
Yeah, I mean, when in doubt, get the ball to Reed Money, right?
Got it. He's those clutch guys, no question.
It's off the play action a little bit. Great ball. Great catch.
Okay, so BW answered, though. They put together a long drive, had a couple of really, honestly, there was one controversial fourth down conversion. We won't get into that, but, they take the lead. So I think there's 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. We're down by 3. We get the ball. Here we are at fourth down. We had converted a couple other third downs, and now we're at fourth down. And I say there's right about a minute left in the game at this point, maybe a minute 20 or so. And nice throw and catch right here.
Yeah, almost gets batted down at the line, but average throw, great catch. But, just kind of marched right down the field. Coach Smith did a great job of just kind of found that little speed out, single side speed out that they were going to give us, and didn't hit the panic button, didn't go for the big play, just kind of kept coming back to it in any of these, third and fourth down plays. And, your best players are touching the ball when it's on the line, and usually good things are going to happen.
So now this is first down and goal on the 10. And I said it's about right around 18 seconds left, I think, somewhere in that range right here.
Yeah, just run kind of the inside corner route. Got great leverage. And then, quarterback sees it right away. Devin knows. Everybody knows what's happening. And but you just can't defend that sometimes, especially with that pre-snap leverage that we had. And I think that post from earlier kind of helped set it up. But, obviously get the game winning touchdown with 9 seconds left. Feel pretty good about that.
So they had one last shot, probably about 9 seconds, or after they return, I think they had about 5 seconds left. They try to go with a little hook and ladder here, Glenn, with the trips over to our left and a single receiver on the right.
Yeah, these are just kind of end-of-game situations that, we've practiced, and I think you can tell by the depth of the secondary, just kind of not letting anything crazy happen, keeping people in front of them. Darnell makes a great kind of stop at the end and just kind of says, those seconds are going to tick off the clock, and we got some defensive ends and a 2-point stance. And, I mean, it was just it was a good game played by those guys for the most part, and just their attitude and their desire to get better is really what kind of helped them, kind of be a part of this win.
All right. Well, hey, that was a lot of fun, and each one will get even probably more great memories coming up as we keep going with this, guys. So appreciate you. We'll go on to number 6 coming up next.
All right.